What's going on, Blue Bloods? Brandon Holmes here, one half of the Blue Bloods College Game Time podcast and YouTube channel, place for the fans, by the fans, dropping fresh college sports content every day. Make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Follow us on all our social media handles as we get into it. Listen, college football is a year-round business. Even when the season's over, it's not over because you have signing day, you have transfer portal, you have the coaching carousel, you have spring ball, transfer portal all over again, and then you're getting ready for fall camp. And it's never too early to start talking about who's going to be the ones that win it all next year. And I have a very early prediction, and some people are going to say it's safe, but I'm going to say this. My early season favorite to win the national championship next year is Alabama, the one and only, the Crimson Tide. Nick Saban is going to lead the way with Bryce Young. Now, this is why. I want to talk about first why, and then I'm going to talk about a team who I feel like everyone's kind of sleeping on, but they're reloading, and they're going to find a way, I think, to make the playoff again. Now, check this out. Nick Saban, man, Alabama, to me, returns one of the most elite rosters in college football next year. Listen, you bring back the Heisman Trophy winner and Bryce Young, and I'm telling you, man, the kid's electric. He's only going to get better with an offseason, and what we saw with mediocre, below average Alabama line play, this was below average for Alabama. He still put up big-time numbers without a real threat of a run game, which I think, man, if you can get that offensive line playing pretty Alabama average, it's over. It's over. Like, you might as well just give up because it's over. Plus, they have a favorable schedule. No neutral site games this year. I like what they're bringing, but I also want to highlight some of the stuff that they're bringing in outside of Bryce Young. Listen, we already know Anderson on the defensive side of the ball, but then they flipped Jahad Campbell from Clemson late in the cycle, so that is going to be huge. Listen, this is who they're looking at, right? You have Campbell, who's already on campus, who's already working out, who's probably going to stick an outside linebacker that makes a big noise. Then they also have Dallas Turner. They have Dallas Turner out there. And then you can't forget Anderson, man, who potentially, in my opinion, should have been invited to the Heisman Trophy ceremony last year. Inside linebacker, you still have Henry Tutu coming back. Jalen Moody, who entered the portal and decided to come back, and Deontay Lawson. I mean, they're there to fill Christian Harris's shoes. And then here's the big thing, man. Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back that came out of Georgia Tech, man. Everybody is excited. Voluntary workouts have said he's looked good. He was there early, so he got to be around there for the bowl prep. And just to see what he was doing in practice has had people excited. I'm not saying this kid's going to be an every down back, but he's probably going to be more of like the Najee Harris. He's going to be able to play some downs, but definitely you're going to be able to give him the ball in his hands outside of the backfield. And he's going to be freaking electric. I love what he's going to bring to this Alabama team. Then everyone wants to talk about the secondary. That might be a weak spot for Bama. This is why I say no. Yes, even though Josh Jobe and Jalen Armour-Davis are gone, both players were hurt at the end of the last season, and the defense got a head start in 2022. Kool-Aid McKinstry, man, gained some great playoff experience, especially with his pass breakup in the fourth overtime at Auburn. Showed he could play big-time moments, big-time games. But also, man, Kyrie Jackson started in the postseason as well. And then you can't forget LSU transfer Eli Ricks, the freshman All-American from 2020. And then you also throw in some safety experience with Jordan Battle, DeMarco Hellams, Daniel Wright, and a few others, man. It is going to be a stacked Alabama roster, and I expect them to have some chips on their shoulder from the end of the season of how they lost this game to Georgia. Whenever Nick Saban loses in the postseason, he always comes back, and it just seems like it fuels the fire for him. And I expect GOAT Saban, as I call him. I expect GOAT Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide to win the national title. Now, I said at the top of the video, there is a team that I think most people are sleeping on. They think that there was a lightning in the bottle team, and most people think they won't come back, and this is the team I want to say. I think the Michigan Wolverines have a good chance of making a national title run. Here's why. Hear me out. I know a lot of people like to hate on Michigan. Hear me out. Listen to who they return on the offensive side of the ball. They have J.J. McCartney and Cade McNamara, and I'm about to hit on that in a little bit. You have Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum. You have Ronnie Bell coming back off the injury. You have Cornelius Johnson, Roman Wilson, A.J. Henning, Andrell Anthony, Eric All at tight end, Luke Schoonmaker at tight end, 3 of your starting 5 offensive linemen, plus a Remington finalist from Virginia transferring year, all on the offensive line of the ball, and I'm leaving out some names with some big-time recruits that are coming in. That offense is loaded. Now, I think for Michigan to hit their peak in their offense, to give them the highest ceiling, and I love Cade McNamara. The dude is cool, calm, and collected, but you have to go with J.J. McCarthy. You have to go with J.J. J.J. was a 5-star quarterback for a reason, and in the little sample sizes we saw of him over the year, the kid has it. He has everything you want in a bona fide superstar, potential first-round quarterback. He has the size. He has the moxie. He has the arm. There's just certain throws that only he can make. There's only certain throws that only elite guys can make, and J.J. McCarthy is one of those elite guys. I think he gives Michigan the offense the highest ceiling that there is. Now, this is why I think they're also going to do really well, just with the coaching staff shakeup. I know a lot of people are saying, well, Josh Gaddis is gone. Nope. They retain majority of the best coaches on the offensive staff. Mike Hart is still there. Sharone Moore is still there as the co-OC. They promoted Matt Weiss as well as the co-OC as he came over from the Baltimore Ravens and was a quarterback coach this past year. The only thing I'm a little nervous about with Michigan is the defensive side of the ball. But with their new Jesse Minter coming in from Vanderbilt, who actually was with the Baltimore Ravens for 4 years, coming out of the same system that Mike McDonald used to run, I think they're going to be fine. But I think the key for Michigan is this. It's going to come back to quarterback play. I'm not hating on Cade. Hear me. I love Cade McNamara. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's a very good quarterback. I think J.J. McCarthy has the potential to be great. I'm not trying to pit the guys against each other. I love what Cade does, and I believe if Cade starts, Michigan's still going to be good. I just think, in my unprofessional opinion, J.J. McCarthy gives them the best chance to be elite. With all those pieces around them, we have to admit, college football, period, not just college football, is a quarterback's game. If you have an elite quarterback, they can change your season. Listen, we saw what Bryce Young did this year at Alabama. He's elite. He is elite. He took a subpar that played below Alabama standards offensive line and drove those guys to the national title. We saw what he did at Auburn. We saw how he carved up Georgia. He's elite. Elite quarterback play is the difference maker a lot of times in football. And I just believe J.J. McCarthy is that elite kid. He's the kid that I believe that's going to take Michigan over the hump. And here's the truth. He really only has 2 more years of eligibility left, because if he starts this year and he starts next year, the kid's going league after his junior year. He's that good. So I do think Alabama wins the national title this year. I'm going on wax and saying it. But I do believe if Michigan puts it all together, I believe the offense will be more electric, and as long as the defense can be steady, they're going to win a lot of football games. They're going to surprise a lot of people, and they might be the team that challenges Alabama in the national title game this year in 2022. Well, once again, I'm Brandon Holmes, one half of the Blue Bloods College Game Time Podcast and YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us on our handles below. Until next time, Blue Bloods. Peace.